Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Slay&Shade. If you're new to the Slay&Shades, it's just me doing a mediocre to awful makeup look while I share my personal thoughts and opinions on other YouTubers. Today we're going to be talking about TRISHA Paytas. I do not hate her. This is not meant to be bullying or harassment. I don't hate anybody except for Rob Zombie, which will be a story time at some point, I'm sure. So I'm gonna put everything that I already used on my face down below in the description. I'm possibly using two palettes. I'm not really sure what look I want to go for today. And so one of the palettes is this BH Cosmetics Weekend Vibes. They came out with a series called Weekend Vibes. One is Avocado Toast that I have, and this one is Blueberry Muffin. There's some pretty cool shades in here, like this one here. I've only used these two and a little bit of this one. So I'm kind of leaning towards trying this Tempting shade. I just don't know. Then the other palette, I am actually not going to show because it is from a person that I do not support. I never really did. My husband got me this palette, but I definitely don't support her anymore, so I don't want to promote the palette, although it's a good palette. I don't like her very much. So I'm not really sure which look I'm going to go for yet. Oh, just knocking everything over here. I do quickly, before I get into this, want to talk about this little brush. This little brush that comes in this little case that unlocks here and opens like this. This was $3.49 on Amazon. It is so soft, and I think it's my favorite brush to apply foundation with, especially a foundation that's already sort of dewy, but and use my sponge for ones that are a little bit drier, you know. I typically don't like brushes, but this like fits really nice. You can, you know, do stippling and everything, pounce in your foundation, and I think it's really great for $3.49. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, let's see. Let's get started. So TRISHA Paytas. I am not a big fan of hers, and I mean, I actually didn't even really know about her until around the time that she released that video about her being a chicken nugget. Like, that's how much I didn't know about her. But I used to go to YouTube and be like, oh, like, watch a review. You know, I really didn't get involved in a lot of like YouTubers. So when she had this whole I feel like a chicken nugget video, it kind of made me laugh, but I was like intrigued. I was like, who is this person? You know, she has a ton of subscribers, you know, everybody's talking about her now. So I checked out her channel. I most of the time I was sort of left speechless. I know she's like this huge troll. There are a few things that made me laugh, and I can remember them because most of the time I just get a little ugh when I watch her. But a couple things that made me laugh, well, all of her Jesus music videos crack me up. And when she said, do dogs have brains? And when she was sitting in a car eating a cheeseburger while wearing a vegan t-shirt. Those things made me giggle, not gonna lie. But TRISHA is pretty offensive. I mean, she has offended pretty much every marginalized group that you can think of. And people still really like her because they're like, oh, well, she's just trolling. Like, that shouldn't be an excuse. Like, in my mind anyway. It shouldn't be like, oh, well, you know, she's just joking around. Now, coming out with that video, you know, when she had her wig on saying that she was trans, it's just, I think, a slap in the face and sort of degrading and making light of serious issues like gender identity. And I don't like that. I don't think that she should get a pass just because it's like, oh, it's just Trish. Oh, it's just her trolling. You know, I mean, videos like that can really affect people. And I just don't accept that as an excuse. Oh, she's just a troll, you know? And she definitely does know what she's doing, though. I will, you know, say that. She knows that when she's exposing people or getting into drama, everybody's going to talk about her and everybody's going to watch her. She can market herself that way really well. Especially when she's exposing people like David Dobrik or Gabby Hanna. I'm not a fan of Gabby's. And I do think a lot of what Trish said about her was probably right, but it's still like, you're older, you know what I mean? She's younger than me, but I'm 38, and it's like, can you act like a human being? Like, you don't have to keep exposing everybody. I know that's how she gets attention and views. It's just like, as much as she talks about these other people being like really shady and stuff, she's the same way, because you obviously can't tell her anything because it's going to come out somehow, someday, some way. So, as much as she says, oh, I don't trust this person or this person's mean and stuff, she is too, you know. I think she's quite the hypocrite. And when you see her in interviews or like her like beefing with somebody, you can really tell that she, like, as she sort of is being friendly with you, she's waiting to find out something about you to throw in your face. That's what she does, and I cannot stand that. You know, I have had lots of friendships in my 38 years, a lot of friendships that ended, a lot of them over stupid stuff, but there are some things that I still have never said out loud about somebody, because that's just the way that I am. You know, I'm not going to, just because we're in an argument or disagreement, there's pretty much nothing that you can do to me that's going to make me like that upset to just like, you know, go and tell people about your personal business. So that's another thing that I don't really like about her. I mean, she's clearly trying to get to know somebody just for that manipulation aspect of it, and I think it's pretty awful. And then for a while, I kind of just didn't pay attention to her because I'm not really a fan of her, so why am I going to, you know, watch her videos? Now, I am a big fan of a lot of drama channels, of course, so there's plenty of videos that I would see. A lot of them I would be like, I don't really care, you know, oh, it's just her being her. So I really did get involved in a video where H3H3 Ethan had put out a video called Instagram versus like reality. There is a few Instagram pages that are like this, and they take photos that like YouTubers or celebrities are posting on Instagram, and then they show you the unfiltered real photo for comparison. And a lot of people think that that's like a cool thing to do because a lot of young women see these and men too, you know, see like these really ripped ab guys or these beautiful women with teeny tiny waists or no thighs, a thigh gap, whatever it may be, and they feel like they need to look like that. So, you know, then they show, well, the reality of it is that these people are not perfect. There is no perfection. Well, in his video, although I agree that he was a little harsh and didn't really go about it the right way, I mean, I think anytime that you are a man and you're going to do a video about women's bodies, you should be a little bit more sensitive. Some of it made me like laugh a little, but a lot of it I was just like, oh no, like what is he saying? What is he doing? And Trisha was part of that video. One of the people that he talked about that really like photoshops their pictures, and that she doesn't look like that in real life and stuff like that. That did not sit well with Trish, to say the least. She was not happy. She went to Twitter, and my issue with her within this situation was that she was like, this is no way that you should be like treating about women, you know, acting like she's standing up for other women and sort of empowering them, and this is wrong and you shouldn't have said this or that. But at the same time, she was also insulting e.l.f, like his wife. So I really don't think, and I don't know if I'm alone on this, but if she was not part of that video, I really don't see her coming out and saying anything against it. She probably just would have laughed at it. Like, if she had no part in that whatsoever, I really do think that she would have just kept her mouth shut. So it was all about her. That's how it is. Everything is about her. She can turn any kind of topic, any kind of situation, trend, hot topic, whatever, to be all about her. And it's kind of a talent in a sense that she can even do that. Now, going forward, I want to add that there are years of drama situations. There's so much with her that I'm definitely going to have to do a part 2 because I just can't talk about every single thing. So I'm just talking about, I have a couple of notes, but mostly things are just coming into my head. You know how I ramble. So if there's anything that I don't talk about in this video, I definitely will in either a remix version or a rants and PJ pants. So if I forget anything, don't worry. Oh, I think I'm going to use this glitter. I always end up doing a glitter, but look. I think I'm going to do a glitter. I'm going in with my finger. Okay, so she can make anything all about Trish. And it's just when, okay, that's fine, but when you're going to also be offensive to a large group of different types of people, how does she sleep at night? Like, I just don't understand, like, how she can be like that, you know? So anyway, this whole thing with Ethan and e.l.f. went on. And now, you know, she has a podcast with him called Frenemies. Sometimes I watch like the highlights. Sometimes it can be funny. I was a bigger fan of Ethan a couple of years ago. I still really like e.l.f. a lot. And so, I mean, it's something to watch, like, if nobody else has uploaded, really. But not like I'm like this huge fan. This is the look pretty much done. I think I might do a little bit of liner, but I think I might do it with a brush so I can kind of get a neat little smoky sort of thing. But you know, I'm so bad at this, so it's probably not gonna look like that. But anyway, I feel like she so in this podcast, you know, it is what it sounds like. These are two people that have different views that didn't get along. She's very dramatic. Ethan definitely plays up her drama by, you know, clickbaiting everything that happens. It's like when she has some sort of breakdown, that's going to be good. And they're going to use that in a title for the highlight episodes, so they know it's going to get views. And part of me like totally gets that, you know, they want people to watch it. I understand. But then part of me really does feel like, now she talks a lot, and this is the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because she talks about it, some mental health issues. I just feel like it's almost borderline exploiting her in a sense. If I have anything to stick up for her about, it's that, you know, mental illness, things like that, it's hard, you know, and you can kind of tell when she's being authentic and genuine during the podcast. You can kind of tell when Ethan is poking at her a little bit because he thinks it's funny. And then when she like really freaks out, and you can kind of tell sometimes when it's more like dramatic than an actual breakdown, and when she's really breaking down. And in those moments when she's really breaking down, I feel awful for her. I think that Ethan does a good job at trying to calm her down, but in the same sense, he's also kind of pushing her. I think that it has brought a lot of insight into how she is, because I think that she's more authentic on there than anything else, you know, just my opinion. And you know, she continues to expose people. She says, you know, I'm so dramatic. Like, yeah, we know. So I really feel like it's interesting to watch her, but half the time I don't know what's real and what's not. I don't know if she's actually having a breakdown. Is this just dramatic? And with people that suffer from mental illness, it's not funny to use that as clickbait, or to use it to make a show, more, dramatic to watch, or more like interesting or something. It makes me feel uncomfortable to watch somebody break down in certain ways that she has. And at the same time, I never know if she's being honest or not. I never know if she, really has certain issues, or, is she just using this as a way to get sympathy? Is she using this as something to just, be dramatic about, get views, whatever it may be? And that's upsetting because, I get it, even though I don't like it, but there are some of us that suffer with depression and anxiety and are not doing very well. And it kind of sucks to have somebody that you feel like is almost putting on a show like that. I'm not saying that she doesn't have legitimate issues going on, because I think that she does, but I can never tell when it's really happening or if it's for show. So it's very weird. So there's a lot of things that just don't feel authentic to me about her. Of course. So I think, I have this Clinique lipstick I got as a sample. I was thinking of trying it, even though it may not like really match, just so I can see if I like it or not. It's a little pinky. It looks a little peachy on camera, but it's really pink. Maybe I'll put something over it, like my e.l.f. Lip oil. So, okay. So we covered her and Ethan a little bit. I want to talk about the drama, the newer stuff. Her, Shane, Jeffree, Ryland. I want to talk about this real quick. I think if I had to pick a side, I would be on Trisha's side, which I never thought that I would ever say in my life. But I think that I would be on her side. I think the way Jeffree treated her is disgusting, and I think he treats everybody that way. I think that it's really crappy for Shane to not stick up for Trisha, and I don't think he does, because he knows that Jeffree Star is his moneymaker, and Ryland is with Shane, so he's not going to say anything. I think Ryland is a little bit of a coward and a little bit of a liar. There's no reason to not believe what Trisha has said about this. And that Hair by Jay guy, all he did was confirm that yes, Jeffree was, excuse me, that yes, Jeffree was indeed making fun of her. So all he did was expose Jeffree more for being a jerk, and we all know that. And I just really don't care for any of them. I mean, if it's gonna come down to it, I think that there are a whole group of people that have enough self-awareness to know how to make money and get views, but they lack other aspects of self-awareness, where they are all slimy. They are all filled with drama. They're all problematic in some way. And just because she's going through this stuff, and I have a little bit of sympathy for her with this whole thing with Jeffree treating her like this, it still doesn't erase her own behavior. And it's not an excuse to be like, oh, well, it's okay that you've been anti-Semitic, or it's okay being racist. It's okay being these things just because she, was bullied. Nobody should be bullied like that. And Jeffree's one of the biggest bullies. But I just think that even though she can be a troll, okay, but we can tell when things are kind of funny, and then when things are getting pretty, on the crossing the line of being offensive, and that's what I don't like. I think that she needs to take more responsibility for herself and her own actions. She says that she does, but her actions don't line up with what she says. So she's always exposing people, but if somebody exposes her, oh my goodness. So, I mean, if you can dish it out, you have to take it. I'm not saying from Jeffree, I'm like on her side with that, but they're all problematic and slimy to me. So, this is the look. This is it for this part of the Slay&Shade. I'm like shrinking. And I will be back with like a remix version or rants and PJ pants because we have a whole bunch of stuff to cover. This was just my general how I feel about her. So let me know how you guys feel down below. And I will be babysitting today, but I will get back to comments later on this evening. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Love and hugs. Bye.